So it was a very great idea that we waited for this second reason. For the purpose of building intimacy. When I mean intimacy, I'm not talking about that friendship intimacy. I'm talking about husband and wife intimacy. husband and wife intimacy. The thing that husband and wife used to do to produce the child. Okay, so we waited 2 years before having kids. Yeah. And do you think that was a good idea?
Yeah, absolutely. I know that it was a good idea that we decided to wait. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I also think it was a very good idea. I mean, that was the best decision that we made for our marriage and even for us as parents now. And we're going to share why we said that, how waiting for 2 years affected our marriage and also helped us now that we are parents. So the decision started when we were dating. Yeah, I think a lot of couples always just have this, oh, we're going to wait for 1 year, want to build friendship and all of that. I think that was just what informed our decision at first, like, oh, the whole bonding and all of that. So when we now got married, we now decided to add an extra, or you decided to add an
It
extra
was
year.
not me. We agreed to add
It
an
started
extra
with
year.
you.
I suggested it,
You suggested it.
and you accepted it wholeheartedly.
Anyway, yeah, we agreed to. So we're
Yeah.
going to share everything. And we just want to chip in and say that if you have agreed, I mean, especially during your courtship season, first of all, these are very important things to discuss during courtship. But if you have agreed to wait, please take measures.
Yeah.
Take measures. Don't be playing with yourself. don't trust yourselves. I mean, how do you put it?
Yeah, don't trust yourself.
Don't be playing with yourselves and then you now fall pregnant. But anyway,
What is fall pregnant?
I don't know.
People fall
People
pregnant.
used to say they fell pregnant.
See, the process of
It came upon them.
thing used to be slippery.
We don't know. Anyway, we're going to share how that really helped us or how it affected our marriage and then it's helping us now as parents. So let's get into it.
Yeah, I think the first one was to build friendship together, and we decided this right from before we got married. Actually, at that point, we wanted to wait for 1 year because we said that we would need to build intimacy, build friendship, get to know each other better. It's not like we didn't know each other before we got married. At least we were friends to a very great extent, but we weren't living together. So I believe there's some difference between how you know someone that you've not lived with and when you are living with the person physically. And so we wanted to use that time, get to know each other, grow friendship, become more intimate, get to know this person's ins and outs, their preferences, apart from the ones they verbalize, the one that you actually discover by yourself and experience. So I think that was the first reason why we decided to wait before a third party gets introduced into the equation. And as we envisaged, we now know that it definitely does make a difference because your attention, whether you like it or not, is divided at this point. And there's someone we have to pay attention to. There's someone we have to attend to his needs as well. So that having that 1 year to ourselves ensured that we were able to develop that level of intimacy without interruption before we then introduced the third person in.
So a quote somebody wrote, the person was like, oh, we wanted to know each other as husband and wife before mom and dad, before we know each other as mom and dad. You know, how is that deep? You know, it's true. And really the building friendship also helps us because now when there's a responsibility, because having a child, it's a whole responsibility. I'm telling you, it's a huge responsibility, it's a huge task. So now that we're doing it, we're not just handling it as parents, we're also doing it as friends and partners. So I think that partnership, we have built it, you know, like the partnership on a friendship level. So that most times when you're doing something, you're also doing it as, oh, you're helping your friend, you're doing something with your friend and all of that.
So yeah, we're working like a team right now who know each other very well and what you're good at, what I'm good at.
Exactly.
And in that way, we are able to then better care for the baby.
Yes, using our strengths that we've discovered over time. Yeah, so we're just more like working more like friends rather than just husband and wife that are living together and they just had a baby. But it's just like friends that are raising their baby. I want to say friends that are raising their best friend. Okay, so yeah, that's it. So the next one, this one, you guys, this one is very important. Hold your ears. I'm not joking. I'm very, very passionate about this one, and I feel like I wish a lot of people knew this.
What is this you're passionate about?
I wish a lot of people knew this. Oh my god. So it was a very great idea that we waited for this second reason. For the purpose of building intimacy. When I mean intimacy, I'm not talking about that friendship intimacy. I'm talking about husband and wife intimacy. husband and wife intimacy. The thing that husband and wife used to do to produce the child.
Pray to God.
I don't know how we produce. You know how we produce the child. But anyway, I'm talking about sex. Honestly, it was a good idea because waiting for 2 years. I'm not saying that it has to take 2 years, but that wait actually helped us build our sex life.
Jeez.
One of God,
People are going to see this.
People are going to see this.
My dad is going to watch this.
Yeah. So honestly, waiting during that season really helped us build our sex life, because when we got married, like so many other couples, sex wasn't automatically perfect. Now, it's not just in the do. When people hear that sex is not automatically perfect, some people are like, I'm good in bed. Okay, Vivian, you need to remember that you're a Christian. But it's not just in the action. It's not just in that. Let's be very clear. There's a lot of intentionality required in sex. I mean, if married people are watching this, you can say it in the comment section. There's a lot of.
It's only married people that are watching it.
Well, there's a lot of intentionality required in sex. You need to learn to communicate. You need to learn about each other. You need to learn to be open. You need to learn like a lot of things, a lot of commitment. And I'm so glad that we get to build. So it's not just about having sex. It's also building a sex life. So that gave us a foundation. That gave us a platform, because the pregnancy and postpartum season, like it or not, can take its toll on your sex life. Like in some places, most times the woman has to wait 6 weeks postpartum and all of that. Sometimes she's in pain. Pregnancy season, she's having some symptoms. Like a lot can happen. I mean, those seasons it's just like when the Bible says the wise man builds his house upon the rock. If the rock of your sex life is strong, oh my God! If your sex life is built on solid rock, when the storms may come, the winds may blow, it will remain steadfast. But to be honest, these seasons can shake a lot of things, and even from research and all of that. So we wanted something better for ourselves. So it really helped us. And the truth is, I think we're going to do maybe a whole video talking about navigating sex as newlyweds and all of that. Contrary to what a lot of people think, you can't figure it all out about sex and all of that. When people are saying premarital sex, sexual compatibility, I don't know if I should go there, but it's different in marriage. That's what I'm going to say. It's very different, because it requires a lot of intentionality, like I said earlier, learning each other, yourselves, and learning how to communicate about it, and a lot of things. So I'm so happy. See, I'm talking about it with so much passion. Oh my God. Yeah. I'm so happy, because one of the things I didn't want, I remember when we were single, one of the things we also prayed about it, and I also desired, when I saw that a lot of people had issues with sex and all, one of the things I didn't want was anything affecting our marriage, including sex. So if anything, yes, God has given you this gift, but you also need to be intentional about it. I don't know why I went this way. I'm going to share a true life story that I know. There was a man that was saying this. He was just talking about how he and his wife were newlyweds, and then they got married. They were newlyweds and they got married, of course. So when they got married and now, first of all, this story did not inform our decision. I think we were already like 2 years married before we heard this story, because what I'm about to say is not like this is what informed our decision. Yeah. So they just married, I think maybe like a month or two, but they got pregnant immediately. But the lady had said that she didn't want to have sex during pregnancy because her mother told her not to.
Why?
I don't know. That was what the man was saying, because the man was he was seeking help. Basically, he was frustrated and seeking help. Her mother told her not to. So throughout the period of pregnancy,
probably believed some cultural myths about that
maybe
it's wrong to do it, or maybe to harm the baby or something like that.
Maybe that's why I say that this sex video has to be done if they want it, anyways. So, and of course, they waited throughout the season of the pregnancy, and then she was done. And
the man tried.
So you cannot wait.
No.
So you're showing yourself aside. I will not cut this part. No. I will not cut it. Your father will know. Your dad will see that you cannot wait. So anyway, and then that 9 months period and all of that. Then after that, the baby came. Of course, like I said, postpartum is another season. And during that postpartum season, they got pregnant almost immediately as well. I think after like 3 months, they got pregnant again. And of course, the lady doesn't want to have sex during pregnancy. But long and short of this story is that the man was sexually frustrated, that he had to start helping himself. He had to go into pornography and masturbation, So he was seeking help. I mean, I don't want to give too much details, but this is just one side of a lot of things that a lot of couples are going through. Now, I'm not going to take away the fact that sex in marriage is a lifelong commitment and lifelong learning. As long as that's why I think it's so beautiful within the context of marriage. You keep learning every time. So it's not getting better. So it's not about perfection. So the waiting wasn't like it's not about perfection. It's just like I said, about having a foundation, a basic foundation, knowing that okay, yes, at least and not just about the act, but the art. How did I put it? The art. The art. No, seriously, because some people think it's about. I don't want to go in details. I don't know the age group that they are watching me, but anyway, I hope you guys really get my point.
But
So,
that's
yeah.
why some people don't want to. Some people don't have that patience. They just want to come into marriage being expats. That's why some actually started before marriage, hoping that they would have become expats before the time.
That's what I'm saying, that we learned each other. See, it's not. I don't think that. Do you know that there's some people that are experts? They get married and they are sexually frustrated in their mind.
Definitely, absolutely.
So it's not about the expertise.
Yeah.
It's not about the expertise. There's a lot. That's why I say it's not just the act. There's a lot of intentionality required. It's not just in
the dynamics changes. First of all,
we're talking about sex now.
Okay, let's talk about it.
See, the thing is sweeting.
It's not sweeting me. It's not sweeting me.
Okay, we will do a whole video dedicated to that. Okay. If you guys want to see that video, drop it in the comment section.
Awesome.
Drop it in the comment section, because it looks like we have a lot to share. This thing is taking a whole different dive. Anyway, let's go to the next point.
Anyway, before you go to the next point, I just wanted to chip in something. That. Yeah. So what you have said is very pertinent, right? So I feel that if you have had time to at least enjoy, especially for couples who didn't explore before marriage, right? You got married and that was the first time you are both meeting each other. Now you're taking that time to at least get to know each other better sexually and get more intimate and actually enjoy the process. And
enjoy the process, enjoy it, right? And it's a process.
Yeah. So enjoy it and get full, because you know you're going to fast, right? Especially in pregnancy. You may not
you fast. But when you say you're going to fast, people think that in pregnancy and postpartum you're going to fast.
No, in pregnancy, you don't fast for too long. But I don't think in pregnancy it was as frequent as before pregnancy.
That's what we're saying.
Slightly less frequent,
I'm just saying the changes will change. There'll be changes.
Yeah, so that's
when you say fast, it will look like
pregnancy is an unpredictable journey.
Very, very.
For us, it was a bit, by God's grace, it was quite simple. There was not much complications that came with yours. But for some people, they might find that the woman has quite some symptoms, severe symptoms that makes them having sex difficult. Right? Most times the women might still be able to try, but there are just those situations where it's virtually impossible for the woman to have sex in pregnancy. But then that is where, if the man was able, or if the couple were able to have that intimacy prior to pregnancy, the man and both parties will show understanding that what is happening now is not because this person doesn't appreciate me, or this is how she has always been, right? So this is because obviously these are changes that has happened in her body that she cannot control, right? So the fact that they had that time to play around with these things and all of that helps. And also in the postpartum period, there is almost that period. I think that's the longest I've stayed without any food.
Why are you exposing us?
It's not exposing. It's not exposition, but that's just natural, right? There's always that recommendation of a few weeks after delivery before sexual intercourse can recommence, just to allow the body to time to adjust, right? And so, but I was a well-fed man, so
okay, I take my flowers. But really, so yeah, like you said, I don't think it's just even the postpartum waiting for recovery. I think even taking care of the baby alone. I mean, like now I don't get enough sleep, breastfeeding, waking up at night, you're tired, and there's just a whole lot of changes, especially during this period. So I'm just saying it's a whole lot. It's just a whole lot. This season is a whole lot. So we've just really spent time here. You can just say how passionate we are about this, but really, in summary, it was a very, very great idea.
So the third point is that it helped us to prepare financially for the baby. I believe that pregnancy and childbirth comes with a lot of responsibility. You have to think about what the baby will feed on, what the baby would put on, as the baby clothes, a lot of things that the baby would need in terms of whether material, obviously toys, how they get about. There's just a lot, and I think you've done a video about the newborn essentials and the things that you needed for your newborn.
Yes, you can go and check it out. You can go and check it out.
Yeah, so all of that cost money, right?
Yeah.
And if you are living, we are living in the UK, and so it's in terms of the actual process of childbirth, that costs probably next to nothing. But if you're living in a country where you have to pay for the whole process of delivery, then that's an extra expense on its own. And so we thought about these things, and we thought it might probably be better to get in a financial position where we know we'll not be stressed excessively or stretched or be under pressure when the baby comes, right? Now look at, for instance, this year, because you're on maternity, you've not been working, and you know how the UK is. When one person only is working, the finances are really stretched, and so it would have been more frustrating if there was not a preparation ahead of that time, and not now having to go through this process. And it was as if everything was happening at the same time. The landlord came and increased the rent just at this point, when I'm like, this is the point where I'm expecting you to be bringing rent down, not taking it off. Other bills are going up as well. All of that would have been more frustrating if we didn't plan ahead because of this. So I don't think that pregnancy, people say pregnancy is not an emergency, and I do believe that. Even conception is also not an emergency. If you know that you're not ready, if you know that you will not be in a financial position to be able to foot the bills of the baby, then it may not be a very good idea to then embark on that, because then you are risking, I don't know if it's extreme to say that you're risking the life of the woman, because obviously if you are living in a country, for instance, where you can't get anything in terms of healthcare done if you don't deposit money, or if you don't have money, then it's probably dangerous, because pregnancy is a risky journey as well. It can come with a lot of complications, and it's very unpredictable. You can't tell what will happen. It might be that your wife requires emergency cesarean section or blood transfusion. That's not the point to start running about and trying to look for where to borrow money and things. And a lot of people get themselves in that position, right? So we thought about these things and we said, okay, we just needed to save up a little bit for the baby. We also tried to open an account for the baby so that we can save up a little money to help buffer the effect of having a new baby at this point. So yeah, in that sense, it was really helpful.
Yeah, well articulated, honestly. And it's not even just about having a particular amount of money, like building, maybe getting to a particular financial position in terms of huge, maybe like, how do I put it now, getting financial stability, like you say, like
wealthy.
becoming wealthy, like you mentioned. It can just be as little as saving for the baby. The waiting season just gave us a longer time to be able to save, not necessarily like build wealth and all, but we're just able to save. So like every month we had a particular amount that we're just depositing into an account. So when we were buying baby things, I'm just so grateful to God. When we're buying baby things, we're just able to buy it comfortably, because some things were saved for a while, so we were able to buy it comfortably, and I'm so grateful. And it's not even just even baby things, even the pregnancy period. I mean, I needed money. I needed to do an overhaul of my outfit. I didn't even think about this initially. The fact that I added so much weight, I needed to change my clothes and all of that. And I feel like financial stress can have a strain on the marriage sometimes. It can cause tension on the marriage. Because I know some people personally. There was this couple I know personally that they were just always fighting. They had this baby, and then the woman would say, diaper has finished. And then the man is like, diaper that I just bought, how has it finished? And before you know, they're fighting. What do you mean? They're fighting. And sometimes it's just because they probably don't have enough, and miss other things. But sometimes it's just because they don't have enough and they're just wondering. So when there are, financial issues in marriage is not good. It's not good at all. It's not good. It can cause a lot of tension in the marriage. So it's just good to do proper planning, at least not just for the sake of your baby and your wife, even for the sake of your marriage, for the good of your marriage. So yeah. So the next one is learning about parenting ahead of time. So the waiting season just helps us gain knowledge about parenting. Now, nobody ever feels 100% ready as parents. Like, I don't think that you ever feel like you've learned enough to be like, you learn on the job. Sometimes you make mistakes and all of that, but at least we weren't completely clueless. So we're just learning, try to read books, try to even learn from people's experiences and mistakes as well. And also learn from, let's say, the cultural context.
The society in which you live.
Yes,
the
exactly.
Peculiarities of raising children in the society we live in.
Yes. So the peculiarities of raising children here, learning from people's stories, and we're like, well, how do we do things differently, and all of that. So planning, and also trying to establish some sort of structure with the knowledge we had. Just establish some parenting styles and all of that. So learning about parenting styles, I learned about gentle parenting. I'm still learning about it and all of those things. So I'm just grateful that the waiting season allowed us that time, and most importantly, learning from God's word, wisdom about parenting. That gave me so much confidence about parenting. I won't even lie, especially in this society that we live in. So getting that word from God about parenting just gave me the confidence that I need. It was like a backup for me. It was like the boost that I need. It was like the surge of energy. Oh shit. Yeah. So that itself just prepared the way for me for parenting. So that's
we had time also to pray for our baby as well within that period. The other benefits that we had from it as well is that it gave us time to adjust in terms of our careers and become a bit stable. Because we were new in the UK, there were movements around the UK, getting new jobs and all of that. That was not the condition in which I wanted to start also battling with pregnancy and the vicissitudes that come with it. At that point, I just started my training, and there were a lot of things I didn't know. Also, logistically, it was very difficult because I couldn't drive at that time. So I was having to leave the house very early, come back really, really late. And all of that could have probably had a toll or taken a toll on the journey if you were pregnant at that point. And thankfully, just at the nick of the time you got pregnant, about a month or two afterwards, I got through with my driving test, and I was able to drive around. And I cannot even begin to enumerate how much help it was for us, the fact that I could drive when you were pregnant. Okay, that was of immense help to us. And so that was one thing. As I had also gotten to that point of relative stability in my job in the UK, and so we could have some mental space to accommodate the new phase of pregnancy and childbearing. And you as well had come to the point where in your career you decided to adjust in certain ways to accommodate the baby that was coming as well. So yeah, in that way it helped us become ready.
So it didn't just take us, it didn't just take us by surprise. It's like having a soft landing, having preparation, and putting things in place. See, honestly, things have changed being parents. Like I remember when we could just go on a vacation, pack our bags and go. The other day we're just like, oh, if we're going to go on a vacation now, I mean, it means you have to start planning for a baby. You have to start planning, okay, where should you keep them? Or we're going to carry them, because who are you going to leave your little baby with? We have to carry them. And even if we have to leave them behind, maybe when they're of a certain age, it has to be like, I don't know, someone we really trust, or paying for childcare and all of that. And even as little as going out on dates, like maybe going to restaurants, like we can just decide, I think when we're filming this, right, we had just gone for a morning walk. I just wanted to go for a walk. And then before you go out with a baby, make sure they are well fed, make sure things are in place, you're carrying babies, change of clothes or diapers, or just, you have to plan for an extra person, that cannot make decisions for himself. So you have to make decisions not just for yourself now, but for someone else. And it has to be the best thing for them as well. It's a beautiful thing, I mean, to be stewards of an amazing child, but then it also comes with responsibility. And I feel like good stewardship also means proper preparation.
That's true.
So that was it. So if you have made it this far, thank you so much for watching. Now, do you think it's a good idea to wait? I mean, a lot of couples want to wait in marriage, some don't, and it's fine, whatever your decision is. I mean, this was just our personal preference.
It's not a prescription. Circumstances differ,
they differ, but
the comment, right or wrong answer.
So do you think it's a good idea for couples to wait before having kids? Put it in the comment section. We'd like to hear from you. And if you want us to do the video about sex, put it in the comment section. Put in the comment section. If not,
my father and my mother, they are deacons and deaconesses.
Okay. All right. So thank you so much for watching. If you made it this far, and we have more videos coming your way. So stay tuned to this channel if you love things about godly relationships, marriage, family. Definitely stay tuned. All right. Thank you for watching.
Bye. Thank you. Bye-bye.